Hello viewers, how has your day been? It's good to have you join us on the Engendered show, and I assure you today's episode promises to be an insightful one because we'll be discussing a vital topic today. Many thanks for joining us. I am Confidence Reuben.
And I am Bukola Ogungbeje. As Confidence has said, on Engendered, we talk about everything that matters to you. We talk about the female gender, we talk about the society, and of course, a social media trend. But before we go into today's topic, which promises to be very, very exciting, let us go on a quick break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. If you just joined us, you are right on time because the show is about to kickstart. We'll be discussing a topic that has to do with children movies being used as a medium or a means to build Nigeria culture as well as our value system. Now, before we go further, let me read this excerpt. In an era where media profoundly influences young minds, children movies emerges as a powerful tool for shaping Nigeria's cultural identity and value system right from the earliest age. Now, by weaving local narratives, traditions, and moral lessons into engaging stories, filmmakers can instill a sense of pride and belonging in the younger generation. These films not only entertain, but also educate, foster an appreciation for Nigerian history, languages, and diverse cultures. Through relatable characters and vibrant storytelling, children can learn the importance of community, respect, patriotism, and resilience, ultimately nurturing a generation that values its roots while embracing the future. By prioritizing these cultural narratives in children's cinema, we can ensure that the values of empathy, integrity, and unity are passed down, reinforcing one identity that celebrates the richness of Nigeria's heritage and culture. Today we will be discussing building Nigeria culture and value system through children movies. How can children movies be used to build Nigeria culture and also to develop our value system? Now we will be discussing this topic with our guest in the studio. His name is Oladele Lare-Jenny. He is popularly known as Big Uncle by children. Okay, he is a broadcaster, a theologian, an administrator, a leadership consultant, an author, a movie actor, director, and producer. He is a prolific writer. He has written many books and produced 15 films. His area of interest is children movies. His portfolio is plenty. It's voluminous. Thank you so much, Oladele, for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you. Thank you.
You know, when I was going through his portfolio, I was like, God when? Bukola, God when?
God when?
When are we going to attain, you know, this level? I mean, it's voluminous.
Seeing something like that, it just shows you that it takes like a lot of dedication, a lot of commitment to achieve like all these things.
That's true. And he's still on it. He haven't retired.
Me, God will help me. Sure.
You're welcome. So how is Nigeria treating you? The economy, the price wahala and all that, fuel price wahala and all that.
So we thank God. God is faithful.
He's always faithful.
He's faithful.
I was coming today and I was just talking to the person that brought me, and they're just like, not only is he expensive, it's hard to find.
Exactly. The availability is a problem.
Okay, even if it is expensive, we get, but why is it scarce? Anyways, we thank God, like Oladele said.
Okay, so you are a movie producer. Amongst other, things in your portfolio. Yes. So let's start with you telling us how far you've gone in your career as a movie producer, what motivated you, and how far is it with your experience as a children movie producer, to be precise?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Confidence. Well, I started acting, not producing, in the year 1990.
Okay.
That was when I started and featured in 1 or 2 movies then. And thereafter, I stopped acting.
Okay.
But in 2015, in 2014 to be precise, I decided to start children movie. So what I do now, okay,
yeah.
One of the things that motivated me then was that I found out that most of the movies that are adult, rated 18,
okay,
they don't thrill children's perception, imagination, and appreciation. They don't. Children are not so keen. So yes, they are not included.
Okay.
And when I started, I said, what is it I will do that children can call their own? So in my own children movie, I use children as the actors. They are the one that act. They act. I train them and train them on how to write script, how to face camera, and how to act. Then I use them for acting, and that is what I did. And the message is passed across when it is from children to children. From children. And another thing is that most of these children, when they watch, I remember there was a boy that was staying with me then. Anytime he watched a film yes, there are some film that cause them nightmare.
That's true.
You understand? And the boy would be shaking in the middle of the night. One day he just shouted, "Uncle, uncle, uncle, uncle." I said, what happened? He was now relating some of the things he watched. He was telling. So I said, no. So he got to a point. I said, children, they need what they support, what is for them, what they can call their own. And that was how I actually started children movie in the year 2014. That's about 11 years ago now. Yes.
So how has it been so far? The experience? The
challenges? It has been very interesting because most times, most places I go, children celebrate me. Yeah, big uncle, big uncle, big uncle, big uncle. Hey, at times they run down my battery in the night because I don't switch off. They say, "Big uncle, I'm watching your movie now. I like it. I want to act. Where are you?"
Wow.
I'll say, "I'm at home." "How's your wife? And your children?" I'll say, "I'm happy," and I'm happy.
Of course.
Yes. Then, but the challenges has been that children movie is very difficult to produce because of the nature of children.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most times when you give them script, they will get it. But when we now get to location, that is where the challenge
is. Yes, and some of them can be very playful.
God bless you. Most of them are playful, and to face camera, they're shy. Then another thing is their attention span. Very short attention span. After maybe we've started, in the next maybe 2 or 3 minutes, "Uncle, I want to wee wee." "Uncle, I want to take this." So we have to, and if you don't do that, if you don't listen to them, you will not get. Yes, the result will not be there. So you have to listen to them, and then be patient. So you need patience.
Very important.
So we have to sit down, talk to them. Some will even sleep off.
Wow, on set.
On set. So you allow them to sleep for some time, then come back. And after coming back, they say, "Uncle, I want to eat."
Okay.
Then after eating, and that's the challenge.
Wow.
Another challenge is that when we want to produce something like a language movie, we find it difficult to have children that can speak Nigerian languages. Yes. Like I produced a language movie which is coming out soon.
What language precisely?
It's Hausa.
Hausa.
Yes, but we are doing others. But we started with Hausa. But I found it very difficult to get children that can speak genuine, correct, and pure Hausa language, undiluted. So these are the challenges. And if those ones are not there, I think it's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Especially with children, you like to stay in their midst. It's very interesting. They ask you questions, and they are easily influenced. Yes.
Yeah, they're always inquisitive.
Very inquisitive. They want to learn more. They want to know more. One of them last week, I was going in Abuja, and one of them saw me and drew the mother. He said, "What?" The mother said, "What's that?" He said, "Come and get big uncle. Come and get big uncle. Come on." He said, When the mother came, he said, "Sir," he said, "I should come and greet you." I don't know where he knew you from. I said, "Okay, maybe through movie." And I said, "Okay." So it's very interesting. I like children, and that's why I have passion. Another thing is that it's because of the passion I have for children, and that's another reason I went into children movies.
So you must have passion.
You must have passion.
Be patient.
You must be patient. And
also the understanding.
Understanding has to be there. Children. You must be understanding.
That patience is really, like, I'll say it's like 50%, because really patience drives your understanding.
We call it sine qua non patience. Absolute, complete patience. A catalytic patience.
100%.
100% patience.
Yeah, you know, everybody feels like they like children.
Yes.
Until
you have to deal with them personally.
And you'll be like, come, if I'm not your parent, I don't have to do this. If I'm not your parent, I don't have to do this.
Even the parents sometimes, like, if they don't have that patience, they find it very difficult to handle their children. So that patience is very paramount.
But looking, because you said you had like a problem with finding children that can speak English.
Language.
Like, okay, no, sorry, not English, language. It does translate.
Indigenous languages.
It does translate to what we can see in the society now, because not a lot of youth now know their language. I mean, they do know beats.
But then I think the problem generates, or it starts from the
home.
Yes, that's the thing.
You hear some parents speaking English to their children. But if you don't speak your language to them, how will they understand?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, they said charity begins at home.
Yeah? But should not end there.
It
begins at, but should not end there.
So learning these languages should start from the home.
Yes.
Not them learning it from outside. Because if they learn it from outside, it can even be mixed. But that genuine one you were talking of, it should be learned from home.
Funny story. I remember, because my mom, she didn't used to speak English with me.
Same with my parents. We don't even greet them good morning, good afternoon. It's in our dialect.
Yes,
Daddy Maz, Mommy Ma. If you good morning, you will receive slap.
And that's how it's supposed to be. That is how it's supposed to be.
There was one time we were going somewhere together, and then she was just like, "I've told you to stop speaking language every time." Then I kept quiet. I know she then said, "Why are you not talking?" And you say I should not speak to you now. Like, I should
in
not
your dialect?
Yes. Because I was always, you will never find me speaking English.
It's Yoruba.
Especially if I meet people that are of the same language with me. I would always speak. I would never speak English. Even if we're in English, like very corporate, I just start speaking as little as I was. Okay. So when she just reprimanded me and said, "Oh, yeah, I've told you to stop speaking like this language." And then I just kept quiet. Like, I couldn't talk anymore. She now, like, she was saying things that would have made me talk. And then said, "Why are you not talking?" "Yeah, because you said I should not talk." I said you should not talk language. That's you should not talk.
And that's one of the things we want to instill and rejuvenate in children movies.
Exactly.
Yes,
the language.
Yes, we want to bring it back.
That is another way of promoting Nigerian culture and value system. Language speaking is very important.
Because language is really,
that's our it's part of the culture.
It is identity, because it ties you to every part of your culture. Because once you know how to speak your language, people automatically think, "Oh, this is a deeply cultural person." If I hear you speak Igbo, I'm like, "Oh, this is a deeply cultural, bona fide Igbo person." So it just ties you, even if that's all you know. Even if you don't even know where the back of the bus going to that village is. They just think that, oh, this is a bona fide Igbo person.
Igbo person.
But why wouldn't you know the road to your village?
Some people don't know. And let me not lie.
I know the road to my village.
I don't know the vote that will carry us down. I said,
okay. All right, so let's move away from them. Now, the definition of movies. So many people do have a kind of a misconception or misunderstanding of what movie is. That's what's the definition. So in simpler terms, just take us through the definition of movie.
Okay. Well, movie is just you act, you put on another person's character in order to pass a message. You understand? Via motion picture. Because you can do it on stage. That is acting. You can act on stage. But when it's asked to do with movie or film, it's we call it motion picture. You understand? Where you have your crew, you have everything shooting it. So you put on a character that is not your own in order to prove a point or pass a message. You understand? To via motion picture.
Can we also term that improvisation, or it's away from that?
Yes, not really improvisation, but because a script has to be there. You understand? And you now carry it out. You understand? It's a story, and yes, everything is there. Thank you.
All right. So far, how has movie production contributed to your growth in life?
So much, especially children movie. Most of the places I never thought I would go or visit in life, it has taken me there. Yeah, it has taken me there, and I've met a lot of people in life, political juggernauts, media juggernauts, people from different countries, language, via children movie. They used to invite, I've been invited to different places, and by grace of God, my movies is not even only limited to Nigeria. And another thing is that when we started, we found it difficult, very difficult to produce. But today, by God's grace, it's easier than then. Yes, easier than then. So I thank God, and it's what I have passion for. You understand? So in fact, anytime I'm on location, it's as if I'm in my paradise. Wow. It makes me happy, especially with children. I will stay with them for a week, 2 days, 3 days. I'm always very excited, happy. And most of these children, another thing is that most of these children, when they see you, they celebrate you.
Of course.
And giving them purpose.
Yes.
You know, people like to relegate children, like they don't know.
They are too small.
They are small, they don't know what they're doing. But when you trust them with such a process, they feel
we know that
important.
they have potentials.
There was a day I was in a filling station, and when I was approaching the attendant, the man told me, I saw one woman. She just came back and said, big uncle, how are you? This and that, this and that. I said, I'm fine, this and. But most time, I don't even recognize them. But they know me, but I don't know them. But I say, oh, thank you. Can't remember where we say, oh, my children watch them. I say, thank you. Then the woman, that was then, gave me 20,000 to fuel my car. Wow. You understand? He said, sir, you've been imparting children, imparting lives. Thank God for what God is using you to do, this and that. Can I just give you a token? I said, no. She now gave the money to the attendant. And I said, oh boy, how much? He said 20. I said, full up.
No time to check time.
Many instances like that. God has used this children movie to bless me.
You must feel some sense of pride whenever you see your movies do things like that, you know, because I heard a story one time. The lady, she's a movie maker such as yourself, and she said that she made a movie in Nigeria, and she noticed that not a lot of Nigerians were open to it.
Okay.
You know, they criticized it, even, you know, said what was that, and then she was going somewhere on a flight. She saw someone watching a movie.
Okay.
And then she approached the person, oh, this is my movie you're watching, you know. And the man told her that he really loved it. Okay. And he had even given it to students to dissect. So, like, you know, that moment when you feel like, what have you really done? What is it I'm even doing? You must feel some sense of, like, pride. When people come out to you and say, oh, my children have watched your movies and they love it so much, like, that moment, like the first time it happened to you, how did you feel?
In fact, the greatest, it was one of my happiest day on night. That was 2020, just shortly before coronavirus.
Okay.
I will not mention the name of that producer. It's a very popular producer in the US. He called me, a white person. He called me. He sent me a message on my mail that he was brought up in Africa.
Okay.
He stayed in Africa for like maybe 14, 15 years. And when he watched my movie, he was surprised. He was very excited and happy that some of the folklore and some of these things that they were doing then. Because that movie, there's something that all these things we call tente. All these local games. I brought them in.
Wow.
You understand? And when he now said, he said he's going to send money to me, that I should give him right for him to show it in a cinema in the US. I was so excited. I said, I don't enter Oyibo land.
You don't blow.
I don't blow. I don't enter Oyibo land.
Automatically.
Throughout that day, I was just thanking God.
Wow.
I said, and yeah, in fact, I'm sorry to say, I'm more celebrated outside than here.
And it's not supposed to be so.
I'm more celebrated because in last year, 2 years ago, last year, I was invited to Ghana to shoot a movie for people. They contacted me in Nigeria and I shot 3 movies for them and sent it. I don't know how they got to know about me in Ghana. And I sent those movies to them. And they were taking those movies from one place to the schools, one schools to the other, because it has to do with morals. Because my own, this thing is just about morals. Morals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we've been talking about the appraisers you've been getting in this line of production. How about criticisms? Have you ever been criticized?
A lot.
Wow.
There's no way you will succeed in life without either destructive or constructive criticism. Okay. And I welcome criticism. I welcome it, whether constructive and destructive, because that's what builds me. You understand? From there, I'll be able to know my flaws, my mistakes, and where I'm supposed to make amendment and adjustments. So I even prefer negative criticism than positive ones, because some people said, the first one I said, why is it you are using children? Okay. And somebody told me, say, I can't watch the movie. He said, you use children to act, and then, because even adults, in our script, children to take they are the one that take the role of that adult.
Okay.
We just construe them and they take the role of that. That's one of the. Then someone said my movie is just too short because, and I said it's because of children attention span.
Of course.
We have the highest I've produced is 25 minutes. 15, 12, 10, God bless you. 15, 10, 12, depending on the story.
Okay.
Yes. And
because you know why I ask this question, so many people, when they are being criticized, they kind of, become discouraged. They kind of probably give up on their, their career and whatever because of the criticisms. So why I asked, I wanted to share with us how you were able to overcome these criticisms. Okay. What did you do for you to have gotten to this level?
A philosopher said, and I quote, he said, welcome criticism because they are real stimulant for success in life. So I see it as something that motivates me.
Okay.
So anytime I'm criticized, I look at, I weigh it. Okay, am I doing it right? Am I not? Then I make amendment and adjustment. Okay, when somebody told me that your movie is just too short, I look at it, I said, okay, if it's for teenagers, what is the attention span? I have to go on research. What is the attention span for teenagers? What is the attention span for junior, that means children, under 10, below 10. So I made amendment. So the way I shoot movies for children that will be for junior, that that will be suitable for their view, is different from the way I will shoot for teenagers. That is the duration, time duration. So that they will not say, but most of the teenagers, when they watch a 15 it's too short. You understand? And that's why because my movies are for both children and teenagers. You understand? And these are the things that at least
I feel like even if someone should say it's too short, that means they found this so interesting.
Right.
There's one that we shot. We shot, and somebody called me the day before yesterday and said, "Uncle, when are we going to have the part 2?" I said,
"Okay, so you have a recent movie production?"
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, I have a recent. I produce movies almost every time.
Oh, wow.
So
what's the recent one so that we can
submit my resume as the upcoming actress that I am?
I hope you will not disturb me in my location. No. But I say, big uncle, I want to take noodles.
How is food?
I want to take. It's going to be. Noodles. I will not give you noodles. So.
So, in other words, in our guest voice, criticism is inevitable in whatever
very
career you are pursuing. So just embrace this criticism, work on it, and trust me, the sky will be your stepping stone, not even your limit.
Yes.
All right, so away from that now, this show revolves around issues that pertain the female gender, Engendered show. Now, as a movie producer, have you been able to produce a movie that advocates the rights of the girl child, that champions the rights of the girl child? Have you been able to produce a movie?
Yeah, actually, I'm working on one.
Okay.
I'm actually working on one. Because you see, what we do is that what I do is I research.
Yes.
I research, and after the research, and I bring out something reasonable, something substantial that the children will appreciate, and the society too will approve, and they will be happy with. And we also, our movie is to pass message, because children movie is to shape opinions and attitude. You understand? Not for children alone, even for the adults.
Of course, you're passing the message to them.
So, but my target audience are actually the children, but the adults too are involved. They are carried along. I'm actually working on one by God's grace.
So tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, that one is going to be for how, the way it's not even only Nigeria that female are not recognized as it's supposed to be relegated. Even in the West, but they will do it stylishly that you may not. You understand?
Yes, indirectly.
So, indirectly, God bless you. So I'm working on one that will actually talk about female power. The power of the female. What power do they have? How can they exercise it? And how would the society actually, you see, when you are shooting, when you are passing a message, you are passing the message for the society to accept it. So the way when I'm writing it, it is what by God's grace the society will accept and put into practice. Yes. And it's on we are very soon it will be out.
We are looking forward to it.
And I know Buki will be part of it.
Yes.
Why is it only bookie? Hello, I'm here.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm interested.
I asked first.
No, it's not by force. It's by indicating interest. So I'm interested.
Okay, if you are interested. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Big uncle, I'm interested.
I hope you not disturb me too.
Big uncle, but sometimes I like to take a wee. All right, so we are looking forward to that movie.
Oh my gosh.
All right, viewers, let's quickly take this break, and when we come back, the Engendered show will continue. Do stay with us. We will be right back.
In the beginning, God created a beautiful world.
3, 2, 1. Action.
And that's why at KAFTAN Television,
we imagine a beautiful world.
We are not just bragging.
we blaze the trail in broadcasting. And it is about you.
At KAFTAN TV, broadcasting is not just about information, education, and entertainment.
It's an aggregation of all you need to know in Nigeria
and around the world to create signal.
At KAFTAN Television, we have all it takes to be on top in broadcasting.
Our mission is simple: to project Africa in a truthful yet positive manner.
Wait, we're coming to you in style.
Here we are, starting from September.
Look at what the facts are.
And as you say on KAFTAN TV, imagine a beautiful world.
Welcome back on the Engendered show, and if you're just joining us, the topic for today is revolving about a children's movie, and how we can make children's movie work for us, educate us more about our culture, how to incorporate, instill some sense of patriotism, identity into children, because really, what we all started out as children.
Mm-hmm.
We were once children, we were once one girl, one boy.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, everything that you are today as some sort, like, it started from that level.
Yeah, from cradle.
Like like Oladele said, children are easily influenced.
Mm-hmm.
So when you want something to be done well, you start at that level.
Mm-hmm.
You really cannot teach a lot of adults now. Adults are very hard. Now there's some things you already have set belief, you already have set values, you already have set mentality. But with children, they are kind of like clay,
and they are fast learners.
They absorb a lot of things. So if we want things to really work in this country, we have to start from that root. We have to start from children.
Yeah.
We have to teach them well. And the thing is, looking at the trend that is setting in Nigeria now, you notice that there is not a lot of patriotism in the youth of nowadays. I mean, yes, we know the government, the economy, the country is bad, but there should still be a sense of patriotism. I keep on saying, despite everything that goes on in this country, I love being a Nigerian. I love my language, I love my culture, I love my belief. I mean, of course, some of them are, but I still love it. So how do we bring up these children, in a sense that Nigeria is your country. You are a Nigerian first before you are anything. You are a Nigerian first before you are Yoruba. You are a Nigerian first before you are Hausa. You are a Nigerian first before you are Igbo. And using these movies, how do we do that? Because we have a lot of cultures that has been relegated. If you ask an average child now, Nigerian child, what do you know about your culture?
Nothing.
Nothing. So how do we do that? I know a lot of the job is in the hands of the parents. So how do we make the parents listen?
Okay, thank you. Children movie is the most comprehensive approach to bring it back our culture. Just as you've rightly said, our culture has been swept away by modernity. The modernity is not
bad.
It's not evil in itself, but it has been used to propagate disobedience in Nigerian traditional rules and regulations. What do I mean? In a bid for us to be civilized, you see that most of us will copy the lifestyle of
Westerners,
the foreigners, and which may not be too good for us. It has not been doing us well, and that is why we need to instill and rejuvenate our culture and our value system into our children. No society on earth is devoid of value system or social system. Even in the United States, in the West, they have their own set of rules that covers their relationship, the way they relate, and we have ours too in Africa and Nigeria. But because of globalization and modernity or modernization, it has been stripped away, it has been eroded, and we need to bring it back. You see, it is not our culture for a 10-year-old to have a handshake with an elder, exchanging greeting or pleasantries. You know, it's very wrong, but it happens now.
Gen Z.
And where does it come from? It's not our culture.
Western.
So these are the things that we call value systems. Value system has to do with respect. It has to do with integrity, transparency, humility, unity of purpose, and the rest. And these are the things I, as a movie producer, I've been producing. I've produced movies on integrity, on imitation, on bad made, on compromise. Some of the things that children are supposed to know about our value systems. And these are the things we're supposed to go into. And how do you go into? You must research. Go into research. Find out certain things about our culture. Then you now say, okay, this is the area that will be interested to the children. This is the area they will appreciate. Then you start from there before you now go deeper into it. Have I answered your question?
Okay, let me add to what you said. You know, you said these days you see a 10-year-old child trying to shake hands with the elderly person.
Yes.
Now, in my house, I dare not call my elder brother by his name.
And it's happening in the West.
It happens.
You see, sorry for cutting you, a child of 5 or 10 we call a man of 60, 70 by his first name.
Just like
John, Lare-Jenny.
I cannot. The thing is, when you see situations like this, I've had encounters with like foreigners, and when you try to call them Mr. or Uncle,
they don't like it.
I don't know you. So you just call me by my name. It's like a cultural
shock.
He's like no. I want to, every time, like if I have to be in constant relations with that person, I have to constantly remind myself, okay, this person doesn't like this person doesn't like it, and with that you start to feel like I can do this. You know, I can do this. But it's not so. When you now meet a fellow African, huh? How? How
are you out of your sense?
Are you out of your sense?
Calling me
my name.
It doesn't.
Even this big uncle, that was a woman. I was in a market, in a supermarket to pick one or two things, and I saw a woman, and one boy said, "Big uncle, pick up with the woman." Just
wow.
He said, "This is not uncle, this is daddy."
Daddy, fat grandpa.
He said, "This is not." I said, "No, madam,
Yeah,
that's my trade name. So allow him."
Trust
you understand?
Trust African parents. They are ready with you. Whatever it is, slippers. They are ready for you.
With these Gen Z parents these days. When you're referring to now, like our mothers, but these Gen Z parents, instilling this kind of culture is kind of very hard for them because to themselves they were not even exposed to that. I mean, you can't give what you don't have.
So, but the thing is, still talking about this, like I feel like looking at it now, such movies as yours should be inculcated into, you know, children's school curriculum.
I was going to come to that.
Yeah, because you see them watching art and craft and things like that. You should watch things that promote your culture at the back of the children's minds. You know, when you watch things like that. I saw a video online. It was a classroom of Chinese children, and you could see they were watching like Chinese, culture movies,
bringing it into
the classroom. Now this at that point help, because if you see an average Chinese person now, they are very patriotic.
Very.
They are very patriotic. That's to show you that it doesn't just start there. It started little.
From the grassroots.
So for them to inculcate it into the classroom, they've seen the effect. Because an average Chinese person now is very patriotic. They push their country, they are all about their country. Of course, everybody cannot be patriotic, but an average one. So I feel like if we can inculcate this into into the class, not just at home, in classroom where they see, when you are in the classroom setting as a child, it's more serious as compared to when you are at home, where you're just watching it for fun. But when you are watching it in the class, it's much more serious. Like, okay, I have to take this seriously. It takes roots more. So I feel like that's something that we can do also to make children more interested in their culture.
Especially with a civic education. And I think it's good if there can be synergy, cooperation and collaboration between the educators and educators. If we are ready, if they are ready.
Right.
Yes, we are ready.
You're on standby. Okay, so most of the movies you produce are the children movies. To an extent, it's entertaining and at the same time educational. So how do you balance the two in order to accurately represent Nigeria value system, Nigeria culture? How do you balance the entertainment part and also the educational part?
Okay, well, education has to do with transmission of skills, knowledge, character traits, Abi?
Yeah.
And it manifests in different forms.
Of course.
So when you talk about education, it's not just the formal education as in the classroom. Education, just like I've said, that has to do with knowledge. So when you are passing a knowledge, an information, knowledge is education. Like, let me talk about influence. There are two categories of influence. The first, we call it pro-social, which has to do with beneficial effects. And the second, we call it antisocial. That antisocial has to do with negative effects. So I lay more emphasis on the pro-social. So that is why our movies is devoid of indecent dressing. immoral behavior, unbecoming words, vague language, and other. We don't use those things in our movie. Now, as in education, history is part of education. So just like you said before earlier, we want to bring back the history, our culture. So most of the things I showcase or my messages in the movie is about our culture. Relationship. How can you relate with yourself? Do you know that the white man has done us a lot of evil? Then in the village, you can go from one house to the other to get matches. If you need matches. But if you discover in the cities, even in the village now, your next door neighbor, you may not know him for years.
That's right.
Because of what? Gates. It wasn't the idea of Nigerians. That's not part of our culture. All these things were brought. And you discover, then when we used to do, what do you call it? By moonlight. Moonlight. In the evening. And these are the things that build also. We come together in the evening and we'll be singing. They tell us stories about honesty, stories about how you're supposed to be honest so that it will go far in life, stories about Nigeria. These are the things that built us up. But these days, it's no longer there.
The internet,
social media, and it's not even helping matters because, just like I've told you, the influence they get more from the social media is the antisocial negative influence, and that is why if it's a movie, you see rated 18, it has to be by parent guidance. But our own doesn't. Whether you guide them or you don't guide them, the message is for them. So your question is, how do we now bring in this thing? We bring in most of the like we have a classroom setting on there was one I shot on hard work. So hard work tells you that if you work hard, you will make it in life. You should not cut corners. So we shot it, and in fact it's one of the most accepted of our movies. They like it, children like it, hard work. So we teach them how to work hard. You have to be industrious, you have to be dedicated, you have to be loyal. And then there's one I also shot on how to be loyal to your country. It's coming out soon. How can I be loyal to my country despite patriotism, despite challenges? Because your country is your country. You have no other one. Even if you go outside, you still remain Nigeria is your Nigeria. And that's why
even if you
change your systems, and wherever I go outside, I'm happy to introduce myself and say my name is Ola. That's why I bear indigenous name. Not Tokumbo. You know there are Tokumbo names where you bear foreign names. You understand? I call you Tokumbo. You bear John. Looking at me. You bear John. On a lighter, John, John James. On a lighter note.
Reuben confidence. Ogechi. The next there.
I know you as confidence. Ogechi from where?
So I like indigenous things. Indigenous. So when you hear oladele, Lare-Waju, Lare-Jenny, you know this is a typical Yoruba man from Nigeria.
Okay. No mixed.
No at all.
Pure.
Because you are Nigerian before you are anything.
Before you are anything. And you should be proud of it, despite what we are passing through. You should be proud of it. And that's what I teach children. I tell them, don't say you are running, you want to jackpot. Where do you want to jackpot to? Stay here, let us build this country.
If they give you citizenship in that country, if it's America, it should be Nigerian American before here Nigerian American. So you cannot escape. Try again.
I have opportunity to go outside and be shooting and doing animations, promoting Western culture, but I can never do that. And that's why I said, okay, even if I'm going to do animation, it has to promote Nigerian culture. Our culture is one of the richest on earth.
That's
We have a very good culture.
Very
If only we can continue with it. It's very, in fact, to be it's sweet to be a Nigerian. Very interesting.
Wow.
You wake up in the morning, a caro. You see, then we smile.
That's right.
You see, Nigeria is a very good country. Wazobia is a very good country.
Right. Okay, so now in the movie industry, you find that the male gender tends to dominate it. Why is it so? Be it children movie, adult movies, the male are kind of dominating that space. Why?
I mean, in the directing part, like such as this, like
the production, the directing.
Yeah.
Why
I mean, for the
males?
acting, we can say 50-50 because they need both genders to be in the movie.
I think most of the ladies, you know, we have different segments. We have the crew, we have the actors.
Yes, the cast.
Yeah, the cast. Like if crew, we have the directors. We have the DOP, that means cameraman. We have makeup artist, costumier, and we have others. You understand? I think if you look at the crew, you see more of male there than female. And when it comes to the acting aspect, I think it's more female.
But it's not, to me, it's not balanced.
You know, this thing is just a thing of interest. A thing of interest. And in those days, I don't know of now.
Okay.
In those days, female find it very difficult to enter
male dominated.
To enter movie production because of abuse.
Yes.
Okay.
Some of them, most of the producers want to abuse them before they go into. But I don't know if it's still happening. But now, like my own, we start from the grassroots and we grow them, we teach them, and we don't even pay. It's free.
No,
and they grow up with it.
You don't get my question.
I get what you are saying. That
you are a movie producer.
Yes.
Now, in this movie producing of a career, more men dominate this movie production. That's what I'm saying. Not the acting part. Like maybe being a movie producer.
Yes.
It's true.
Why do you feel so? What's the reason behind that?
I think it still boils down to maybe passion, and you know, for like I think it's passion. I think it's passion. Then another thing is to raise money. Maybe men tend to raise more money. I don't know. Faster than women. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I guess it could be interest because it is a very, very time consuming, energy draining part of it.
I think I agree with you.
I will not say I've worked on a set as the upcoming actress that I am.
Okay.
But I've done like one and it is behind the scenes is where the stress
is there.
That's where the stress is. And you know, the thing is, sometimes women don't like to go into the stress part. Okay. Most times we find that men go into those parts more than the female.
I think
so
I think I agree with you.
Yes.
Because to be a producer is not easy. You have to bring everybody together, everything together, and
you have to.
It must be a workaholic.
Yes, you have to
be a workaholic.
Get this person to do this and get this person to do that.
And especially female that are married may not have that time. The husband may not have. Their husbands may not give them that. But me now, my wife cannot. We do it together.
Oh, really?
Yes, we are together. Yes.
It's another thing again. It's not just even you being married, or it's just for you to have a partner that is supportive,
that understands what you are doing. Most of the scripts, my wife, she writes it.
You see, she's a supportive partner there. Okay, before we call it a wrap, as someone that is inclined in movie production, what's your advice for the upcoming movie producers?
Okay, especially children movie producers.
Because we need more people into that.
You see, everything in life boils down to passion and determination.
Okay.
A philosopher says, he said, and I quote, he said, where determination exists, failure cannot dismantle the flag of success.
That's right.
And determination and enthusiasm, which is said, they are two important ingredients for success in life. If you want to succeed in life, you must be determined, because challenges will come your way, whether you like it or not.
Definitely.
And those things may want to serve as wet blanket to discourage you. But when you are determined that whether this thing I must do, I must accomplish it, I must do it. Nobody, no demon, no force can stop you. And that is it. So I want to advise them that they should be determined. You understand? And focus. Determination, and you should be focused. Okay, when I started children movie, people were making such of me. They say, oh boy, it's as if you don't know what you are doing. People are making this and that, but I was very, very focused. I said, this is what I want. I know where I'm going. This is what I'm going to do, and nobody can discourage me. So determination and focus, I think, is the key. It will help them. At times things may not come the way you expect it, because when I started, it was very rough. I thought, many people are not into it. So as soon as people embrace it, I nearly went into debt.
Wow.
But with time, with determination, it got to a time I asked myself, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? Am I doing it right? But step by step. But today, we are not there yet, but we are close, and we are happy. And I'm happy. I'm happy. So determination and being focused. And then another thing, you must discover yourself. If you don't discover whom you are, you will just be doing rubbish.
Discover what exactly you want.
Yes. I discover at a very tender age that I can write. You must know that you are creative, not because others are there and you want to go into it, or you feel
follow the crowd.
Exactly. Or you think you can use it to amass wealth, or you can make money fast from it. You are just wasting your time. With time, you will be out. You will just fish out. You fish out. But if you know what you are doing, and you know that is what you are called to do, and what you have passion for, go for it. With determination and God on your side, you will make it. So challenges may come, but you overcome.
Will you encourage or advise an upcoming movie producer having a role model, like someone you can look up to?
I think it's better.
Advisable too? Okay.
I think it's better, because when you are having challenges, and it seems as if everything is
you need someone to
now tell you, okay, we've gone through this thing, and this is how I put you on the right path.
Because
this is how we
sometimes you feel like nobody has gone through this.
Exactly.
You feel like you are the only person going through, but it happens.
All right, thank you so much, Oladele. I mean, we've learned a lot. Right now, I feel like being a movie producer. Children movie producer, to be precise.
We appreciate you.
Oh wow. Thank you so much. It's good to have you on the show. Hope to see you some other time. Thank you. All right, viewers, in our guest voice, where determination exists, failure cannot dismantle the flag of success. As an upcoming movie producer, whatever, definitely you're going to pass through one challenges or the other, but just be resilient, be patient, have the passion, have the self-discovery, and trust me, the sky will be your stepping stone. Till we come your way again, I am Confidence Reuben.
And I am Bukola Ogungbeje. Know that dedication is key. So have a good evening. Bye.
Bye.